everyone, and welcome to Unleashing the World of Music and Poetry. My name is Tammy Bowers, and I am your host for this evening's segment. We have a wonderful interview lined up with Mr. Junior Padilla. He is a music producer and drummer as well. He has been in the music industry, oh goodness, for many, many moons. He also has played drums for Maria Hawkins, who is a well-known artist, as well as Grammy Award winner Jaci Velasquez. And to start us off, here is that interview with Junior. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to say thank you for joining me today. We have with us a very special guest in visiting our world today, Mr. Junior Padilla. Welcome.
Hi, Tammy. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Now, he is pretty much a jack of all trades. You can play the drums, you can play other instruments, and you are producing as well. Is that right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Awesome. So we're going to get to learn a little bit more about you and your world. So what inspired you to play drums?
Believe it or not, it was my sister. Yeah, my sister. I grew up in church, and I used to sit on the front pew watching her play. She was the drummer of the church. Yeah, and so one day, I guess she got tired of me watching her, and one day she just like grabs the sticks and just like hands them over to me, and she was like, "You're playing," and I'm like, "What?" I was like, "I don't know how to play." And she was just like, "Do this," you know. And I got on, and ever since then, I played in church from 10. I was 10 years old. I think she was like 13. She's only 3 years older than me. Mm-hmm. And I played drums till I was like maybe 15 or so. Yeah. It was pretty awesome.
So God has been a part of your life since you were born. How has He influenced you and throughout your career?
Oh, 100%. I mean, from that experience with drums, I really gave my life to Christ when I was about 15, because my older sister was like, "Hey, you know you're not Christian yet, right?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "No, you have to give your life to Christ." And she like led me to Christ at age 15. And then my grandfather was the pastor at the time, and he was a big influence in getting me a keyboard, which is what made my transitions from drums to keyboard. So God has been instrumental in my life from day one, from giving me the gift to guiding me step by step on what I should do musically. I was a little bit of a knucklehead from time to time, not really listening to his voice, mainly because of my upbringing as well. Being, growing up in the church, I never saw music as a career. I saw it more as a hobby or something that you did in church, and I didn't have any outside influence of teaching me the business or the industry of music. So I was a bit of a late bloomer coming into the business of music.
So as life gives us a lot of falls, how has God helped you rediscover your steps and your gift of music?
I think just from being obedient and serving him, he has opened like certain doors to allow me to come into the music industry. I thought we talked about it before. My friend Dave Beth and the band Sugarline Blue is a band that I worked with. It was a Christian rock band, believe it or not. And Dave Beth became a worship minister. And in becoming a worship minister, he was the one instrumental in bringing me to Nashville. It wasn't until I came to Nashville that I saw music as a business. And working with Dave, in his rock band, as a, Christian rock band, he started introducing me to the business of music and getting into production and all that stuff. I think through Dave is when I really saw that you can do music as a living, as opposed to just playing in church. I do both. My favorite place is to play in church still. That's where my heart is, you know?
So you've been able to, you've been blessed, we'll say that, to be able to play
Absolutely.
with some amazing, well-known artists. You worked with Jaci Velasquez, who is, for all the viewers out there who don't know who she is a Grammy award-winning Christian artist, and she has been on the on both the Spanish and the American charts. So you got to play with her for a while. So what was your most memorable experience with her?
Oh, Jaci's amazing. With her, the greatest experience. There were two moments that I had with her that were incredible, and it wasn't even on the stage. It wasn't on music. It was actually outside of it. One of the things that really impressed upon me, like her heart for people, was when we were walking. We were actually going into the green room to get ready for the performance. It was a Christmas performance that it was a short tour for Christmas on 2018. And as we're walking into the church, there's a young lady, a young girl, and her mom. And her mom is taking a picture of the young lady, in front of Jaci's poster. Mm-hmm. And we're rushing, we are rushing to get to the, we got to get ready for the, and it was a big, it was kind of like a big deal show type of thing,
right?
And we walk, and Jaci stops, and she sees the girl the mom taking the picture, and she politely asks the lady, "Would you like me to take the picture with her instead of the poster?" And I know that seems simple, but for her to stop, and she made that little girl's day. Because Jaci's a big deal. It seems like not, because we know her or whatever. But Jaci's a big deal, especially for people outside of Nashville, out there. Mm-hmm. She's a big star. So she doesn't see herself as this big star. She's very humble, and she just stopped everything she was doing just to get that picture with that little girl. And I'm sure that girl, she was just oh my God, yes. So that really blew me away. Now, I've known Jaci for a long time. I knew Jaci, for years, since I moved to Nashville, but I never saw that side of her in the performance mode, and the fact that she cares for people the way she does, whether she's going to perform or not, performance is secondary to her. People are first. And that really impressed me.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. So you were able to play on a cruise ship with Marie. So what was that like? Playing on a cruise ship. I've been on a cruise, and I can just imagine how hard it is, because you get to see all these people throughout the day, before your performance as well. So how was it like performing? It
was insane. First of all, Marie is unbelievable artist. She sings lovely. I love my best, inspiration are singers. If I could play with a great singer, I'm happy. So Marie was amazing. She's just like Jaci. Mm-hmm. So on the ship, the way we call it, because I was on the ship with Marie for 6 months. It was a huge inauguration for Norwegian. Mm-hmm. And she was the first country artist for that ship. And the way we see it, the way we call it, is shoot, it's like super highs, like unbelievable highs. Just visiting all these amazing places,
Oh yeah.
and beautiful. You know, people are on vacation, so everybody's having fun.
Oh yeah.
But being on the ship is like a disaster. You know, it's like super low. You know, so we had you know, just because you're there for 6 months, you know, like you're seeing the same things over and over again.
Right.
It sounds horrible, but it's not. It's not. It really is good. When you add it all together and you put it and you look at the whole package, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience. But you know, you have your highs and lows, just like, I mean, life is like that, you know, just life. Yeah. But it's just super high. It's super low. That's that's the way we call it, you know.
Well, you know, one of the things that I remember when I was went on a cruise ship, of course, is the food. I lost 15 pounds so I can gain 15 pounds. So
on the ship, yeah.
Which is what everybody does. But
yeah.
So was the food good? I have to ask. Was the food good on the ship?
Yes. So, okay. Yes. It was interesting. The food was always good. There's different sections of the ship, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they have different foods in different places. But the food was good. It was. There's no way around it. Like when we first got there, because it was an inauguration, I mean, we were getting like lobster tail and crab legs, and you know, it was in Seattle, so we were getting like that's where we were porting, so we were getting like fresh fish all the time. And I'm a fish fanatic. So it was yeah. And then if we didn't, like, there was times that the food kind of like varied and it was like not as good or whatever, but that's to our standards. It's different. So like we would, you know, when we would port, we would go out to these fancy restaurants and stuff, like, you know, wherever in the world, part of the world we were going to like really nice places, you know, on our own. So I didn't gain weight. Because I was on a keto type diet, but I was eating a lot. yeah.
So you kind of switched gears in your what I like to call life walk. You went from playing drums to producing. So what led you into that direction?
The switch from drumming to production, I mean, it wasn't really a switch. I still do all of it. I was taking lessons with a drummer. He's a very good instructor. He's one of the best in the world. I've been blessed with some amazing people in my life. I mean, all credit to God and to those people for taking me on. Pat Petrillo, he's an amazing drum instructor. He was teaching me, and I guess I was one of his better students, and he asked me to play during one of his production sessions. He used to teach production as well in his school.
Right.
And he asked me to come in as the drummer to play while he taught his students. And when I heard myself back, I had no idea how I played. Because I stopped playing drums when I was 15 and I started playing keyboards, and I didn't start playing drums again until I was 30, when I was able to afford lessons.
Right.
And so to me, I was a beginning drummer. Even though I was a good keyboardist, I was a very novice drummer. Right. And he brought me in, and when I sat back and I heard what I had played in the drum room, I was like, I play like that? Like, you could make me sound like that? like that's amazing, man. So that was the spark that got me to like want to produce. And I mean, I had produced before on my own, like I've written my own songs, like, you know, we all have little recording things at home, but I never thought of it professionally. That I was, because I was still on tape. You know, I'm not gonna say what year that was, but I was still on tape. I was still, you know, so I didn't know things could sound good until that day. And then I had the opportunity to get into engineering class later down the road. I was like, man, I really want to do that. And so I went to school for audio engineering. probably about 2 years. Like I did the drum school for 3 years, and then the fourth and fifth year I went to audio engineering because I wanted to learn how to produce. Yeah.
That's awesome. How has Michael Whitaker helped you in your career with producing?
Oh, Michael. Okay, so I got to give a little backstory before I even mention Michael.
Okay.
So I produced from 2006 to maybe 2010, and then there was a very short marriage in between that kind of messed me up emotionally, you know, just the breakup, like the divorce. So I stopped doing music production. I didn't even want to step into the studio for about 7 years. I was doing something else, you know. So when I came back in 2017 is when I closed the shop that I had. I closed it in 2017, and I came back. Michael Whitaker took me on as an apprentice so I could get my chops back up as a music producer. And honestly, the best thing that he did for me, besides the fact that I was in his studio learning and he's taught me quite a lot, the biggest thing that he did for me is that he took me out to lunch one day and he helped me write a plan, like a 30-day plan, you know, a year and a 5 year.
Oh, wow.
And no one has ever done that with me. You know, I've had all these goals in my life that it's just like I hear from God and I go and I do it. And, you know, without really setting a plan, I just had these opportunities and God has helped me throughout the way. But this time he actually sat me down and he was like, look, this is what if you want to do what you want to do, like you have these big goals, you need to sit down and like really assess where you are in life and take step by step. And he like made me like prioritize what my needs were, because I wasn't in the best place financially. I had just closed my shop and I had like, you know, completely changed careers. And so I was starting from scratch, and he was like, this is what you can do. And the 30-day plan that we came up with seemed insurmountable to me, you know, but I think the fact that we put our head to it and did it, like I'm already in like phase 2 where I'm looking at the mid, you know, the not even the year. I think I'm already looking at the 5-year plan more than anything else. I'm past all that.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know,
that's awesome.
So that was the biggest thing that he did for me. It seems like the smallest thing, but it's not. It's like the biggest thing, you know, to be able to plan that way.
Right. You know? I always say God knows what we need when we need it and who we need when we need them. And he puts those people in our place to guide us and to help us and to lead the way. How has COVID, I know it's affected the world and so many musicians and the musician and the music industry. How has it affected you personally?
Oh, wow. It's done both positive and I don't want to say negative, because from my experience, all of the challenges in my life have always been more of an exercise to build me up. So even in the challenges that COVID has presented to me, it has made me stronger. But one of the good things that it has done is that I've been able to stay home and really craft production. Like practice my instrument. I've been taking, you know, even piano lessons from Michael, and I've become a better keyboard player back again, you know, because I stopped playing keyboards to play drums, and then I stopped altogether. So it's like everything COVID has done that for me, is that I become isolated in, you know, practicing. So that's a good thing. How is it the main effect is mainly financial. Like I was supposed to go on the ship again in April, April of 2020, you know, and everything got shut down
Mm-hmm.
the very week that we were supposed to start practice.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And that's usually, like, the way I see it is those ship tours. They're like my income for the rest of the year. You know, like,
Right.
I'll go out 3 months or 6 months, and then the rest of the year I can come home and produce.
Right.
So, like, all of my savings just gone. You know,
Wow.
like, gone,
Yeah.
gone. Yeah. So that has affected me, and I've lost quite a few family members
Yeah.
in the Dominican Republic.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. Some of my family members have gotten sick. Other family members have gotten sick, but they've recovered. But, like, the ones in DR, which is where I'm originally from,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we had a few losses. So it's been tough. It's been interesting.
Wow.
You know.
No, I am so sorry for your loss. You know, my sympathies and prayers out to you and your family. You know,
Thank you.
It's been COVID has really impacted us. You know, and you know, I just want to give you praise for taking, you know, something that is just such a hard negative and turn it into just a positive. You know. So thank you. I mean, all our viewers out there is going to hear this and they're going to say, yeah, we can get through this. We can get through this.
Absolutely.
Together. Yeah. We can take these negatives and turn it into positives and learn from them and grow. So thank you for sharing your story with that. So what are you working on now? So what's going on in your world?
Right now, I'm actually getting ready to release a new single for a young lady named Sarah Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
She's the writer on the song, and she sings on it as well. So I produced that, and what else am I working on? And mainly producing. I'm gonna get into producing music to get onto film as well. Like, that's one of my big goals, is to have music in film and TV.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So that's where I'm going.
So you have a new single coming out January the 8th called Heartbreak Shuffle. So tell us a little bit about that song that's coming out.
Okay. Yeah, that's Sarah's song, Sarah Dawn's song. It's a cool song. It's about a girl that's heartbroken.
Mm-hmm.
If I say too much, then it gives away the story, because it's such a cool story, like the song. But if I divulge it, let's just say she's very what you call that? She's a very good storyteller.
Okay.
So if I say too much about it, then it'll kind of give the story away. But it's a really cool song about a heartbreak, and how she just, like, you know, tries to get away from everything, and kind of, like, find her way through life. You know. She feels like dancing. It's like, you know that's what the heartbreak shuffle is.
I gotcha.
It kind of helps her get through it.
Get through it. Well, let's listen to that song. So, ladies and gentlemen, Heartbreak Shuffle.
Okay.
Gets off the floor, puts her hair in a bun. She's been here before, there's nowhere to run. Oh, there's no use crying, she's not gonna lay here anymore. Checks the time, grabs her keys, and she walks out the door. She's got teardrops on her shoes. It happened again. She gave her heart to assume, but she can't stay. Sat in her room.
Now that was Heartbreak Shuffle. What an awesome song. So how long did it take you to put together this single?
Oh, okay. So normally, it was supposed to take me like a month. It usually takes me 30 days at least, from start to finish. So when she brought the song to me, she wrote the song with a friend of hers, called Sean, and they brought the song pretty much as an idea. I don't remember it being fully finished. I think I had to do some arrangement, like, you know, where the chorus, you know, that kind of thing.
Right.
So once we got that done, it was supposed to take a month. But the pandemic hit like right there. Like, she came to me in like January. We started working on it in February 15, I think, or so, somewhere around there. And so mid-month somewhere, the pandemic hit and everything was chaos. Like, even my house was like, my studio was chaotic because I had to give one of my rooms away to a friend of mine that was gonna take care of my dog. So yeah, because I was going on the ship too. So yeah, it took me like 6 months. It didn't. No, it took me like 4 months. It really did. Just because, you know, trying to get through this thing.
Right.
But under normal circumstances, 30 days is like my production timeline.
Oh, goodness. What are your goals for 2021? What do you have? You've already spoken about your goals for producing. So what is your goals for this year?
That's it. I mean, producing more music for film, like creating like a catalog pretty much for film. How many songs? I have no idea. I'm just taking it one song at a time. I do have some baking right now. So within the next few months, you'll see some more singles coming out. But the main thing is to get those onto film. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your world to join my world and our viewers' world today. I truly appreciate it. I look forward to seeing seeing your single hit the charts soon. So
hope so. Yeah.
And I appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend it with me. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me on your show. I really love what you're doing with the show. And hello to everybody. Happy New Year. Have a blessed New Year.
Thank you. Goodbye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. What an awesome interview with Junior. Just amazing and beautiful story that he has to tell, and how God has just guided each of his steps throughout his life. He is an inspiration to us all. So tonight I'm going to end with a poem that I wrote. I wrote this poem just a couple years ago. I wanted to talk about my faith and how God has inspired me to be a better me. And the poem I'm going to read is called A Better Me. The creator of light is my virtue. In him shall I breathe again. My thoughts are not judged, for they are only looked upon as hope, not as a line of communication for the wicked. To lift themselves up to see me fall, the struggles of my desire overcame me, but they do not define me. My Creator does not see my faults and what I cannot be, but what I can be, a better me. You know, every day we all want to strive to be a better person than we were the day before, to touch someone, to bless someone. There's a song that I've loved for years and years that I learned when I was just a young girl, about the age of 8 or 9. It's called Make Me a Servant. Make me a servant, humble and meek. Lord, let me lift up those who are weak. And may the prayers of my heart always be, make me a servant today. If you like what you are seeing this evening, hit that little subscribe button in the right-hand side of the corner of the screen, and meet us next time. As always, smile, stay positive, stay true, be you, and stay safe. Good night, everyone.